Good evening. Tonight this is the third talk on the 5 aggregates of attachment, and last 2 days you heard a few suttas. So there's a few more suttas I'll go through tonight, and after that I hope you have questions to ask, like last night. Last night was quite interesting, had a lot of questions. So tonight I come to the Khanda Samyutta, Sutta number 22.82. Once the Exalted One was staying near Savatthi in East Park, at the storied house of Nigara's mother. Nigara's mother, by the way, is Visakha. With a great gathering of the Sangha of monks. On that occasion, it was the Upasaka, the 15th day of the moon, on full moon night. The Exalted One was seated in the open air, surrounded by the Sangha of monks. Then a certain monk, rising from the seat and drawing his outer robe over one shoulder, bowed before the Exalted One with folded hands, and thus addressed the Exalted One. Lord, I would fain question the Exalted One on a certain point, if the Exalted One grants permission, and would give an answer to my question. And the Buddha said, then sit down where you are, monk, and ask what you will. Even so, Lord, replied the monk to the Exalted One, and sat down where he was, and thus addressed the Exalted One. Are these 5 aggregates of attachment, Lord, namely the body aggregate, the feeling aggregate, perception aggregate, volition aggregate, and consciousness aggregates? And the Buddha said, that is so, monk, those are the 5 aggregates of attachment, as you say. It is well, Lord, said the monk, welcoming and gladly hearing the word of the Exalted One, and put another question. Are these 5 aggregates of attachment, Lord, in what are they rooted? And the Buddha said, these 5 aggregates of attachment, monk, have their root in desire. Then that monk asked again, now, this same attachment, Lord, is it those 5 aggregates of attachment, or is attachment something apart from those 5 aggregates? And the Buddha said, no, indeed, monk, the same attachment is not those 5 aggregates of attachment, nor yet is it something apart from those 5 aggregates. But where there is desire and lust, there also is attachment. We stop here for a moment to comment. Here the Buddha is saying that the 5 aggregates of attachment have their root in desire. However, the 5 aggregates is not the 5 attachments, it's not attachment. Yet, attachment is not something separate from the 5 aggregates. But where there is desire and lust, there, in other words, desire and lust for the aggregates, there is the attachment. And the monk said, it is well, Lord, replied that monk, and put another question. May it be, Lord, that in the 5 aggregates of attachment there is a variety of desire and lust. It may be so, monk, replied the Exalted One. Hearing, monk, one thinks, may I be of such a body in future time, may I have such feeling, such perception, such volition, such consciousness in future time. In this way, monk, in the 5 aggregates of attachment, there may be a variety of desire and lust. It is well, Lord, replied that monk, and put another question. Pray, Lord, how far is there a group definition of the 5 aggregates? And the Buddha said, every body, monk, be it past, future or present, inward or outward, subtle or gross, low or high, far or near, is called a body aggregate. Every feeling, every perception, every volition, every consciousness is so called. Thus far, monk, is there a group definition of the aggregates? It is well, Lord, replied that monk, and put another question. What, Lord, is the condition? What is the cause in the designation of the body group? What is the condition? What is the cause in the designation of the feeling group, the perception group, or the perception aggregate, the volition aggregate, the consciousness aggregate? And the Buddha said, the four great essentials or the four great elements are the condition. The four great elements are the cause in the designation of the body aggregate. Contact is the condition, contact is the cause in the designation of the feeling group, or the cause in the designation of the feeling group, or the feeling aggregate. Contact is the condition, contact is the cause in the designation of the perception aggregate, of the volition aggregate. Mentality and materiality are the condition, mentality and materiality are the cause in the designation of the consciousness aggregate. Let's stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha is saying that the four great elements are the condition, the cause in the designation of the body aggregate. Contact is a condition in the designation of the feeling aggregate. Contact is also the condition for the designation of the perception and volition aggregates. But mentality and materiality, Dhammavuddho, are the cause or the condition, the designation of the conscious group. As I said yesterday, mentality and materiality, Dhammavuddho, are phenomena which arises together with consciousness. That is why they are the condition in the designation of the consciousness every day. This well, Lord, replied that monk and asked again, pray, Lord, what is the view of a being in the body, Sakaya Ditti? Stop here for a moment. This Sakaya Ditti, sometimes it is translated as a personality view, but I think it is more accurate to say it is a view of a being in the body, because if you say it is a personality view or a view of the self, then all Aryas, from the Sotapanna up to the Arahant, they have destroyed the Sakaya Ditti. So, even though they have destroyed Sakaya Ditti, they still have a personality, they still have, up to the Anagami, the Sotapanna, up to the Anagami, they still have personality, they still have a view of a being somewhere. But Sakaya Ditti is linked to the body because, in other words, they see that the body is not the self, yet they still have the self, the Sotapanna up to the Anagami. It is only the Arahant who has no view of the self. So, in one of the suttas, the Buddha said, it is easier to see that this body is not the self, but it is very hard to see that the mind is not the self. So, for the first three positions, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, and Anagami, we still associate the mind with the self, and this is destroyed by an Arahant. So, I would prefer to translate Sakaya Ditti as the view of a being in the body, associating the body with the self, that is destroyed by all Arya. And the Buddha said, herein, monk, the untaught ordinary folk regards body as the self, regards body as belonging to self, regards body as being in the self, or the self as being in the body. And so with feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness, that monk is how the view of a being in the body exists. It is well, Lord, replied that monk and asked again, and how, Lord, is there no view of a being in the body? Herein, monk, the well-taught ardent disciple does not so regard body, being, perception, volition, consciousness. Thus, there is no view of a being in the body. So, here the Buddha is saying, if a person associates the five khandhas with the self, then he has the view of a being in the body. But if he does not associate the five aggregates with the self, then he has no view of a being in the body. It is well, Lord, replied that monk, and asked again, Pray, Lord, what is the satisfaction and what is the misery of body? Wherein is there escape from body? What is the satisfaction in the misery of the way of escape from feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness? And the Buddha replied, that ease, that pleasure which arises owing to body, that is the satisfaction in body. That impermanence, that suffering, that instability that is in body, that is the misery of body. That strain of desire and lust, that putting away of desire and lust which are in body, that is the way of escape from body. Likewise also for feeling, for perception, for volition, for consciousness. It is well, Lord, replied that monk, welcoming and gladly hearing the words of the exalted one, and put a further question. Lord, how should one know, how should one see, so that in this body, together with its consciousness, and likewise in all outward objects, there be no idea of I or mine, no meanings to conceive therein? And the Buddha said, whatsoever body, be it past, future, or present, of every body he knows, this is not mine, this am not I, this is not myself. Thus with right insight he beholds things as they really are. Whatsoever feeling, whatsoever perception, volition, consciousness there be, of that he knows, this is not mine, this am not I, this is not myself. Thus now should one know, thus should one see, so that in this body, together with its feeling, consciousness, and likewise in all outward objects, there be no idea of I or mine, no dealings to conceive therein. Stop here for the sutta. So here, the last part is quite interesting. The Buddha said that in order that we see that there is no idea of I or mine, then the Buddha said, one should see that the five aggregates, whether it's past, present, or future, that all bodies, all feelings, all perception, volition, and consciousness, one should see that there is no idea of I or mine in them. So, in the practice of mindfulness and sati, in the unequal path, one way that is taught in the practice of mindfulness sati is to our attention to contemplate our body, feelings, mind, and Dhamma. And here you can see that there is another way to practice sati, which is mainly to see every time we contemplate body and mind, to remind ourselves that there is no I, no mind in body or in mind. So that's why it's good to read more suttas. The more suttas we read, the more we learn how to practice. The next sutta is 22.100. The exalted one said, incalculable monks is this Brahman of rebirth. No beginning is made known of beings wrapped in ignorance, fettered by craving, who run on, who bear on the round of rebirths. Just like a dog once, tied up by a leash to a strong stake or pillar. If he goes up to that state of pillar. If he stands still, he stands close to that state of pillar. If he squats down, he squats close to that state of pillar. If he lies down, he lies close to that state of pillar. Even so, monks, the untaught, ordinary folk, regard body thus: this is mine, this am I, this is myself. They regard feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness thus: this is mine, this am I, this is myself. If they go, it is towards this five-fold grasping aggregate that they go. If they stand still, it is close to this five-fold grasping aggregate that they stand still. If they sit, it is close to that they sit. If they lie down, it is close to that they lie down. Therefore, monks, again and again must one regard one's own mind thus: for a long, long time, this mind has been tainted by lust, by hatred, by delusion. By the tainted mind, monks, beings are tainted. By purity of mind, monks, beings are made pure. Monks, have you ever seen a picture which they call the soul piece? Yes, Lord. Well, monks, this so-called soul piece is thought out by mind. Wherefore, monks, mind is even more diverse than that soul piece. Therefore, monks, again and again must one regard one's own mind thus: for a long time, this mind has been tainted by lust, by hatred, by delusion. By the tainted mind, monks, beings are tainted. By purity of mind, beings are made pure. Monks, I see not any single group so diverse as the creatures of the animal world. Those creatures of the animal world, monks, are thought out by mind. Wherefore, monks, mind is even more diverse than those creatures of the animal world. Wherefore, monks, a monk must again and again thus regard his own mind. For a long, long time, this mind has been tainted by lust, by hatred, by delusion. By the tainted mind, monks, beings are tainted. By purity of mind, monks, beings are made pure. Just as if, monks, a dyer or a painter, if he have dyed or lac or turmeric, indigo or lavender, and a well-planed board, a wall, a strip of cloth, he can fashion the likeness of a woman or of a man, complete in all its parts. Even so, monks, the untaught, ordinary folk creates and recreates its body, its feelings, its perception, its volition, its consciousness. As to that, what do you think, monks? Is body permanent or impermanent? Impermanent, Lord. And so it is with feelings, perception, volition, consciousness. Therefore, monks, so seeing, so knowing, a monk knows, alive in these conditions, there is no hereafter. And that's the end of the sutta. This sutta is also quite interesting. Buddha first says, talks about a picture like an art piece, and the Buddha says the art piece or that picture is drawn out by somebody using his mind. So, however complex, however intricate that drawing is, the mind is even more intricate, more complex than that, because the mind has thought out this picture. So in the same way, the Buddha said, because our mind is tainted, is dirty, because of weak hatred and delusion, so we have thought out our own body. Our body is made out according to our mind. So, for example, you have a pure mind, your consciousness will project yourself as a deva or a devi, a heavenly being. But if you have an impure mind, then you may see yourself as an animal. And the Buddha here is saying, I see not any single group so diverse as the creatures of the animal world. Those creatures of the animal world, monks, are thought out by mind. Therefore, monks, mind is even more diverse than those creatures of the animal world. I think you know, if you look at some encyclopedia or pictures of animals, there are so many types of animals, so many different diverse types of animals. And it is because of our mind that we have created these bodies. For example, the Buddha said in one of the suttas, if a person is not very straight, he does things secretly, he does things, as they say, snakily, very calculatively, and that it is possible that person may be born as a cat or a snake or a rat, where being's life is always hiding, and very secretive, does things very secretly, and also because it is so base, that it is very low, always lying close to the ground. So in the same way, all other beings, the world around us is projected by our mind. The next sutta is 22.53. The Buddha said, attachment mounts is bondage, detachment is freedom. By attachment to body mounts, consciousness, if it gets standing, may persist. With body for its object, with body for its support, seeking means of enjoyment, it may come by growth, increase, abundance. With feeling, with perception, with volition for its object, with volition for its support, seeking a means of enjoyment, it may come by growth, increase, abundance. So the man mounts to declare thus, apart from body, apart from feeling, apart from perception, apart from volition, I will show the coming or the going or the disease or the rebirth of consciousness, or the growth or the increase or the abundance of consciousness. To do that were impossible. Just stop here for a moment. This sutta has certain quite profound implications, important implications. The body, at first the body is saying, the Buddha is saying that because of attachment, consciousness, if it gets a standing, that means if it is something to stand on, then it will persist. With body for its object, with body for its support, seeking means of enjoyment, it may come by growth, increase, abundance. With volition, with feeling, with perception, for its object, for its support, consciousness may come by growth, increase, abundance. And then the second part, the Buddha says, the Buddha is saying in the second part that consciousness cannot come or go, or disease or take rebirth without body, without feeling, without perception, without volition. In other words, the five aggregates, they arise and pass away together. You cannot separate any one of the five aggregates. These five aggregates, the body and the mind must come together. If we are not aware of this sutta, then sometimes we may think that it is possible for a being to have only consciousness without a body. But in this sutta it's quite clear, you cannot have a being only with consciousness and without a body. However, that is concerned only with this normal consciousness, the 6 types of normal consciousness. After this you find, you come across another type of consciousness. And the Buddha continues, if attachment for body mounts is abandoned by the monk, by that abandonment of attachment, its object is cut off. Thereby there is no support for consciousness. Likewise, as regards feeling, perception, volition, so also monks, if attachment for the consciousness element be abandoned by a monk, by that abandonment of attachment, this object is cut off, thereby there is no support for consciousness. That unsupported consciousness has no growth, it is without conditioners, and is released. By its release it is steady. By its steadiness it is content. Owing to its contentment it is not troubled. Being untroubled, of itself it attains Nibbana, so that it knows, destroy its rebirth, live is a holy life, done is what was to be done, alive in these conditions there is no hereafter. So that's the end of the sutta. Now this last part is quite important. The Buddha is saying, if attachment for body, for feeling, perception, volition and consciousness is abandoned by the monk, then the object of consciousness is cut off, and there is no support for consciousness. That unsupported consciousness, apatitam vijnana, has no growth. It is without conditioners. It is released. By its release it is steady. By its steadiness it is content. Owing to its contentment it is not troubled. Being untroubled, of itself it attains Nibbana. So here the Buddha is talking about a different type of consciousness, not the normal 6 types of consciousness. Because the normal 6 types of consciousness, the seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touch and thinking consciousness, must have an object, must have a support. But this one, apatitam vijnana, is a different type of consciousness. That is why these suttas, we must examine them very slowly, very carefully, as though with a comb, to see things like this, which is not normally talked about. And these things are important things, important dhammas. So here the Buddha is talking about an unsupported consciousness which has no growth. It is without conditioners. Without conditioners, it is quite interesting. That means it's like an unconditioned consciousness. And it is released. By its release it is steady. By its steadiness it is content. Owing to its contentment it is not troubled. Being untroubled, it attains Nibbana. So this is very, very interesting. So you can have a type of consciousness and you start to let go, and you attain a state of very still mind, which has no support, which has no object, and that is the way that a person attains Nibbana. There are other suttas that have to do something with this, the Samhita Nikaya, one of the first suttas, I think in the book 1, the Buddha said some interesting things about how he struggled, he put effort, and he sang or something, and if he was lax or something, I don't forget the actual words, but he was trying to say that without striving, and another thing I forgot what he said, and Nibbana. In other words, you have to be equanimous, and just like this unsupported condition, you have no attachment to any object of consciousness.